Joining us now, NBC News national correspondent Aaron Gilchrist and NBC News legal analyst Misty Marris is here. Aaron, I'll start with you. What more can you tell us just about this ruling, and have we heard anything from the county clerk at the heart of it?
Nothing yet from Becky Hill or from her representatives about this decision by the South Carolina Supreme Court, where they have said that Becky Hill, as a former clerk there in Colleton County, South Carolina, was largely responsible for what they believe to be a miscarriage of justice, saying that Alex Murdaugh did not receive the fair trial that he was entitled to because of comments that she made while she was an employee of the state government there in South Carolina. I want to read part of the court's decision here, where it said, Colleton County Clerk of Courts Rebecca Hill placed her fingers on the scales of justice, thereby denying Murdaugh his right to a fair trial by an impartial jury. The accusation was that she had interfered or tampered with the jury back in 2023, and the court suggested that her comments that she made to the jury about not necessarily trusting the testimony of Alex Murdaugh were tantamount to creating this prejudice in the jury, and it could have influenced their decision-making. Now, Becky Hill would have been responsible for managing the jury while this trial was going on. She would have handled management of some of the evidence as well during this trial, and ultimately she was accused of jury tampering, although never charged with that crime. She did plead guilty to some other charges, showing sealed evidence to a photographer and lying to a judge, and was placed on probation for those charges. Kate and Sinclair.
And Misty, let's bring you in here. I was pretty struck by something the court said in part. They said, quote, although we are aware of the time, money, and effort expended for this lengthy trial, we have no choice but to reverse the denial of Murdaugh's motion for a new trial. What do you make of this decision, the backdrop of it? How unusual is this?
Yeah, so courts really don't want to disrupt jury verdicts. They want to keep them intact when they can. But here the court had to look at two things: whether or not Becky Hill engaged in misconduct. And some of those statements that Aaron was talking about, saying, make sure you watch him, make sure you, right before he's going to testify, don't be tricked, don't be fooled, rushing them when they came into deliberations. That is misconduct. The second piece is, did it matter? So when this came to light, the jurors were all testified. They submitted affidavits about what they heard and whether or not it impacted them. And ultimately, this court decided that that was prejudicial, and now a new trial is on the horizon.
Aaron mentioned what a county clerk typically does and what this woman was in charge of, but can you drill down on that? Are you allowed as county clerk to give your advice?
Yeah, so this is a very administrative role, a lot of contact with the jury, though. And to answer your question, anything more than like good morning could be potentially misconduct. Even the jurors are not allowed to talk about the case amongst themselves. So the fact that she's not only just talking about the case, she's talking about it in a way where she's saying not to believe the defendant when he's going to take the stand, that is incredibly problematic.
Aaron Gilchrist, Misty Marris, thank you both. Appreciate it.